For this lesson, we're going to visit an old friend, Mrs. Endicott, to study edges. Sargent was a master at mixing hard and soft edges to guide you through his paintings and drawings. We get a sense of Mrs. Endicott's personality, not because the number of folds in her veil or hairs on her head, but the hard edge that shows us the curve of her questioning eye and the soft edges that give us the set of the mouth. What is an edge and how do artists use them? In its simplest form, an edge is an area of transition. A hard edge is when the transition is dramatic and abrupt. A hard edge stops the eye and says, "Look here," like where the chin meets the fabric, or where the top of the hat meets the edge of the hair. Soft edges guide our eye. We notice them, but we don't stay on them, like where the hair joins in at the temple. A soft edge can be two darks close in value, shown in the folds of the veil, or two light values close together, like the curve under her eye next to the nose. Take away these subtle changes and the drawing loses form. Sargent orchestrated the edges of this drawing to tell us where to look. Let's see what happens when we change the edges of Mrs. Endicott. I'm going to start with the mouth. Sargent uses a lot of soft edges to suggest the form, like the indent under the bottom lip before it joins the chin. When the lips are outlined, the form of the mouth becomes flat. Next, let's move to the nose, where Sargent has suggested the wing of the nostril. If I draw them in as hard edges, the nose becomes cartoonish. The eyes on Sargent's drawing appear spherical. You can feel the rounding of the eyes as they recess into the socket because of the careful drawing of the dark crease of the eyelid and the soft edges under the eye. If the eyes are outlined, we lose their roundness. To see how edges work, let's do an experiment. Close your eyes and now open them. Which square do you see first? Which one do you see second? Dramatic differences in value will always demand the viewer's attention. Even when there's color involved, we go to value differences first. I continue edging up Mrs. Endicott by adding hard edges to her hair and to her eyebrows. I then use a white pencil to soften some of Sargent's hard edges. I take away the crease of her eyelid and then use the white pencil to harden the edge of the hat to the background. Backgrounds are all about edges and should never ever upstage the main subject. Finally, I make the whites of the eyes white, and Mrs. Endicott has become a cartoon of her portrait, with too many ill-placed hard and soft edges that outline the features instead of sculpting the form. We can learn a lot by studying the edges of master artists. Next time you have a painting or drawing that isn't quite right, think about where you want people to look, and like Sargent, use hard and soft edges to tell your visual story. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like more in-depth painting lessons, please visit my Patreon site, The Painter's Classroom, where for $5 a month, you get lessons in the form of videos, blogs, and handouts, plus you get your art questions answered. If you would like to see more of my work, learn about upcoming workshops, or read my blog, please visit my website, viennasabo.com. All the links are below.